What's up, everybody? Tomcat back here. Good. I'm going to show you what it's like to bug out. So if you're bugging out, you're going to want to stay quiet. You're going to want to take something like the woods or whatever you have around you. But there's a lot of things that you could trip on. Maybe there's branches you could be impaled on. But you can't be looking down all the time. You're trying to get to your destination. The noise. Even if you're quiet, sometimes you make too much noise. You could be spotted. Sometimes, depending on your climate, rain, ice, anything. Now you're getting soaked. Now you're cold. Now you're wet. It's hard not to make noise if you're going through serious bush. A lot of people say they're just going to bug out. A lot of people aren't in the physical shape to do that. Listen to the noise I'm making. And that's me being quiet. You're still going to make a lot of noise. You're going to alert somebody to your presence. Do you have a change of socks? Do you have different shoes? What happens when you get soaking wet? What happens when all this is covered in rain and snow? Depending on your area. What if you got swamps, like here in Florida? You're not going to directly go through those, you're going to edge around it, right? What if there's people looking out, keeping watch? It's impossible to be totally quiet when you're in the woods, trust me. Got thorn bushes. You have all kinds of things that can happen. And like I said, you can trip. But you're trying to be quiet. How much ground are you trying to cover? And you know, in the woods, you got to go slower to be quieter, stealthier. What happens when you're stuck in the middle of the woods? Maybe you know where you're going, maybe you don't. You get lost. Where are you going to set up camp out here? See, a lot of people talk about bugging out. And a lot of people tell you they're just going to go to the woods. Listen to all that noise I just made. But there's some things you got to know before you do that. Well, it's pretty sparse right here. I could set up camp around here. Not an issue. What happens when the ground is soaked in rain or snow? Or maybe even ice? And listen to that noise I just made. It's not easy to be as quiet as you think. What do you do in these scenarios? What's your end game? See, it's not as easy as, oh, I'll just go to the woods. I have a lot of experience in the woods. Years. Decades. I still make noise. You can try to be as quiet as you want. But you know what? You're still going to make noise. You're still going to attract attention. You're still going to get lost. Even if you set up markers. Whether there's a bad wind, bad rain, bad snow, any factor can take you off your A game. That's what it's like to bug out in the woods. Constantly looking down. Listen to that noise. Making sure that you're not going to trip on something, step on something, poisonous snake, or whatever's in your location. It's not as easy as people think it is. And what about your physical health? What about if you got to keep taking rests? Keep changing your socks and your shoes, because you got to keep your feet dry when you're walking in the woods. It's not as cut and dry as I'll just go to the woods. What if you have people set up, waiting for you? And as you're trudging through, you're making all kinds of noise. You're alerting them. These are times that you have to change up your tactics. Yes, I can go slower. I can make less noise. I'll also cover less ground. All things to consider when you're just gonna hit the woods. Even professionals like me, we're not perfect. Nobody's gonna be perfect just bugging out in the woods. What if you're carrying a 70-pound bag? You get caught up on a bunch of things. Now your bag is hitting things to make noise, alerting people about you. What if you have pets that want to chase animals and bark? See, bugging out in the woods is not always the best idea. And it takes more than skill. It takes luck. But most people are just not just going to bug out in the woods and make it safely where they're going to go. And that's the point I'm making here. There's a lot more to bugging out in the woods than most people want to tell you. And unless you've been through the woods and you check out the situation, you're going to find that things are a lot more difficult than you think. So I love you guys. Stay strong, stay safe, stay positive. Come up with a plan, make a damn good plan. Have a damn good backup plan. Have a damn good safety net plan. Have a damn good food for thought plan. Just an example of kind of what to expect. Remedial at best, but true for sure. So I love you guys. I'll see you later. Tomcat out.